self-esteem growing up African in America. I know for many people out there who are similar to me, who are first gen Americans and even other ethnic groups, but I'm just speaking specifically to me and ethnic groups and people, Africans who grew up here and kind of like the challenges that came with that, and how that kind of impacted one's self-esteem and stuff like that. Um, I think that, and like I said, other ethnic groups, whether you were Latino, growing American, Asian, to some degree, can be able to relate. But like I said, for mere of this topic, I'm going to be speaking primarily to being African and growing up in America and how yourself, it impacted or influenced your self-esteem and stuff like that. And kind of, yeah, in a lot of ways, like for me, speaking specifically, like you get kind of, I got picked on, you know what I'm saying, growing up, to some, in the elementary, you know what I'm saying, being African and having a unique name, Young Bella Sabebo, that's my given name, you know what I'm saying, and that not being the norm, you know what I'm saying, when you're in school and, people are looking at you like, yeah, this, you know, broke African kid, looking like you're just some, weird person or whatever, like, but I know that I was able to have a level of thick skin in some sense, because even though, cause I got a lot of, you know, joning and, people criticizing African booty scratcher and all the African slandering that you could imagine. I received growing up in America, and I think I have managed to still have a good level of self-esteem about myself, um, because I, always defended myself, even during those times where I was being criticized and for who I am and where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's usually mainly, funny enough, like, you know, blacks born in America. You know what I'm saying? Like African American, African Americans, whatever, however you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But that's when most of the criticism came from. But I always been somebody to educate people on that, like, you just kind of may not be knowing of, like, this is kind of where your origins are. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, um, as I got older, like, the images that most, you know, Black Americans who've been here for some time, um, the image that they've gotten about when it comes to Africa have not been positive. Like, you usually see, like, in the info commercials of, like, some baby who's, like, no disrespect, got like a big head, but their body is just like all bones, and then being like, and they're like crying for food, and they're not, they're kind of dirty and stuff like that, and you know, and there's like the thing where it's like, please help this young African boy who's been hasn't eaten in 5 days, or, like, just to try and make this bad image of how it is, being African, how Africa is and stuff like that. And yes, like, to some degree, yes. Are there people in Africa who are, struggling with, financial resources and, you know, stuff like that? Yes. But there's a lot of other, there's wealth there. There's people who are living very wealthy and, lavishly and things of that nature. They don't show y'all that aspect of, you know, being African because they don't want people, blacks to have a positive self-image or self-esteem about, being African and stuff like that. They want you to not want to connect with those roots and not want to, be confident in who you are because deep down, blacks know, this is where I, originate. But why would I want to connect with people who, what I'm saying, it looks like they haven't taken a shower in weeks or they're not eating good and stuff like that. Why would I want to connect with that? And that's the thing that I can understand and relate when it comes to Black Americans in America. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to tell y'all have a skewed image of how it is being African, right? I can even America, go I can go to Africa, take all the images of poverty in America, go to all the ghettos, go and make videos and take photos, and then go show people in Africa like how the poverty here is in America. And if I showed people in Africa that, they wouldn't want to come to America. They wouldn't want to come here like, oh, they're suffering. Why would I want to come to America? I'll just stay here. And so it's the same principle and vice versa, Um, so I think the slandering and the name calling and the joning, it definitely developed a lot of self-hate amongst people like me, especially first gen Africans in America, and it kind of made you want to conform to the American ways and how things are done, and just kind of lose sense of your identity of being African and things of that nature. So now you're lost. You don't really know who you are. You don't really embrace who you are because people have shamed you into not wanting to be who you are, naturally. They've managed to shame you out of, being who you are and having esteem about yourself and things of that nature. And I've seen so many people who have suffered from that, from just wanting to fit in and be, not wanting to, you know, be the, I guess the oddball, whatever, like, or they don't want to embrace who they are fully. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just, fortunately for me, one of my gifts is just, I just don't really be giving a damn. I really don't. Like, I've been criticized and all that plenty of time in my life, and I'm still, you know what I'm saying, confident in who I am, and it don't break me spiritually, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of it's rooted in insecurity. Not a lot of it. It's all rooted in insecurity and envy and stuff like that. And you know, I've been one of the few who's managed to maintain a level of self-esteem and who I am and stuff like that, despite all of that. And I encourage others to do the same, man. You should still embrace who you are. I I identify with being both African and American. You know what I'm saying? Culturally, who I am and what I represent stems from both, Africa and America. You know what I'm saying? Um, I love being the fact that I'm an American, and I love the fact that I'm African as well. I embrace both aspects of who I am. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's like I always, it's always kind of funny when people, if you're a biracial person, if you have a white mom and a black father, like you're not you're not just black, bruh. You're both, and you should embrace the fact that you know what I'm saying, both aspects of who you are, being white, being black. That's your reality. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying, is like that. You know what I mean? That's not everybody's reality, but like being that that's your reality, like you should embrace that fact. You know what I'm saying? I recently seen something like Amber Rose, kind of got, growing up kind of, bullied or criticized, and like people told her like if because her dad is, or she's this, she's biracial, it means she's white, like she's just white because of this, her father is this, but her mom is that, like pretty much telling her not to embrace the fact that she's black, like as well as she is white. And so I'm just like, yo, like that shit's always been funny to me. Like embrace both sides, both aspects. Like you should embrace, if you're biracial, you should embrace the fact that you have your white roots. You should embrace your black roots. Don't just, oh, I'm just white. Oh, I'm just black. Like no, that's not your reality. That's not the truth. You're both. You know what I'm saying? I think that's dope if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man. Uh, you know, I would say, man, kids can be some of the um cruelest people, man. Sometimes, like, I even look back in my life, like, even me, like, stuff that we used to say, and we didn't know any better, but that was just really messed up. Like, some of the stuff we used to say, and I don't, as I've gotten older, and it's like, damn, I don't know how, like that might have really messed up their self-esteem. Like, damn, I might have really made this person really feel bad about themselves. You know what I'm saying? But if I did, anybody out there, you might remember me from way back when, whatever. I humbly apologize. You know what I'm saying? I hope, you're doing well, and, you know, you don't hate me or whatever. But, yeah, man, I think that, it's important to have a high level of self-esteem about yourself and be proud of who you are, especially us Africans. We have very unique names and culture and stuff like that. Even to this day, I still, have my struggles, and just like even saying my name to people. My name is Young Bella, not Young this or in Young whatever. You know what I mean? Like I still have those, difficulties. The goal is that someday it will be universally known how to pronounce my name respectfully without it being butchered. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always happy when people are able to pronounce my name well. But yeah, man, have be proud of who you are, to my fellow Africans and people out there in general.